It's the end of the franchise. I'm not James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Injustice Armageddon, released in 2020. Injustice Armageddon is the second part to the 4-hour-long Injustice arc over the Time Heroes franchise. Injustice Mortal gave the Time Heroes franchise some weirdness, which I actually enjoyed throughout the 102-minute runtime of that film. Also, meet Part 1, meet Part 2. This entry is almost 2.5 hours long. It is currently the 5th and final film in the Time Heroes franchise, being released in 2020. Well, it is the final entry in the franchise until we get Time Heroes, but we don't know when that will come for certain since, we don't know when it will actually come out in either 2021 or 2022. This is also one of 4 out of 5 Time Heroes films so far to be directed by Endpoint. Injustice Mortal was helmed by Raven Akira, who actually played an extra in the film, and was one of the writers. And also, about that, Raven Akira was supposed to direct the entirety of the Injustice story arc. However, in May 2019, his laptop broke, which lost many of the work-in-progress scripts, including the one for Armageddon. So Endpoint got full helm over the film, including directing. The first part of the Injustice story arc had a bit of weirdness, which I thought was kind of funny, because, as you can expect, there was no sort of this weirdness in the Time Heroes franchise before. But that weirdness is turning into seriousness in this installment, which I think helps succeed in making this film better. And also, 1 hour of the film is also just Jason and Clarity being stuck in a white padded room after the events of Injustice Mortal, which proves to the wiki that Jason is not dead. And also proves to me that Clarity isn't dead. Well, should've known that before I covered it. And also, speaking about kills, there aren't any until an hour into the film. But just how many kills could fit into an Injustice Mortal part of the film? Well, there's only one way to find out about that. Let's get to the kills. The movie begins with what's technically the first part of the entire franchise chronologically, since you should remember that Hostage was the first film chronologically. What makes me think that this is the first part of the franchise chronologically is that Sally is still alive. However, this had to have predated the segment in Blind Justice by a few months. What's weird about this is that I can't imagine how Roblox characters could possibly bang. However, this has to have been a dream since, God, she just got shot in the face. I guess I'll count this as our first kill on the count? I don't know. After our first kill, a gunshot PNG is set onto our screen, and no, that can't be. It can't be. Oh my god, it's our Tadcard! In a white padded room, Jason's getting up. He still doesn't have his blind seeing thing. However, Jeremy's still in there, and he's just fine. Jason still needs to find both Clarity and Rattle, but I guess Rattle is gone. But I won't put her on the count since there's no explicitly dead body. And also because she's getting her own film. However, Clarity is still a mystery, but Jeremy tells him that she's on his left. Yup, she is. Just gotta check. Clarity is still alive. However, because of Jeremy's electro magic, she's paralyzed from the waist down. Back at the JL Industries tower, he feeds Rachel the information about both Jason and Clarity. We're now somewhere else in Michigan. Oh, that's the commissioner. Oh yeah, he resigned last film. It's the commissioner and his family stuff, which I wish we got to see more of in this film. At least we still got his daughter more. Behind the scenes, he's still sort of a commissioner. I don't know. She's not regretting being a part of all of this and just wants to be turned in. Turns out he saw hope in her and wanted to make Detroit a good place along with her being a part of the force. He's gone for another test with one of the scientists, and it turns out that his body is recovering from the transfuser thing. Oh cool, it's a Cassie thing. I guess I'll count her for the third time in the franchise since it's basically a reimagining. He's starting to get some regulating fluid, so I guess he can be turned back into his regular human form. She puts some emotional stuff onto him, which actually works, before he randomly just falls down. He's in this weird room now. And it's time for Jeremy to be unchanged. He's on the rooftop now, but it's cold. I guess the commissioner is seeing a similar thing now, because when this shot goes up, we can see, okay, it's Phantom. Apparently, Phantom has found Rattle. Phantom tells the commissioner about the gravestone. And it's the text here that probably made the wiki think that Jason was actually dead. The commissioner thinks that this place is real, but the Phantom tells him that, yep, indeed, it will be real. However, he wakes up with SCP soldiers? Yeah, I still think the SCP is still canon in this timeline. It's still canon in Frost, which I covered for our Christmas 2021 kill count. They're experimenting on people here, and it's Robert's eyes are turning to white and yellow and all sorts of colors. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they might have good intentions. Phantom says that she'll create an army, which will consist of replicas of Jeremy and Phantom. She's the future of humans, so she'll create an army. You see, the human species is primitive, but it shows potential. Phantom also said that he was too familiar with the Kingpin, which I mean, yeah, he was held hostage in Blind Justice. However, confusion sets in as Phantom magically disappears for some reason. I have no real idea. Oh, it's Grace, his daughter. He runs towards the daughter-looking figure, only for whoa! Oh, appears that it was just some sort of nightmare or something. I really have no idea. It appears that Rachel is a threat. Cutting back to the, oh my god, it's the original Jeremy. Never thought we'd be seeing that again. Afterwards, Jeremy goes on some sort of rampage against all of them, and it appears he still has those powers, and yep, Clarity is appearing to be fine while Jeremy's been knocked down to the ground. Cutting back to Rattle and the Commissioner, we just see something very good. And, whoa, he's invited to join Rachel, Maybell, and other highly respected members in a celebration event in regards to the organizational merger between JL and whatever that was. It appears to be a celebration, and it's a good opportunity to sneak in and find Blind Justice and the others. JL industry records indicate that Rachel's trying to remake the Transfuser from the Renegade, and that's also with the previously named SCP organization and her company, X-Ray. Time Heroes lore is wild. Hey, Grace. After a bit of very extensive talking, we do get a legitimately cool transition over to this other building, which at one glance looks like it was a Phantom transition, even though he's flying up there. That's a very cool way to trick a viewer. Finally back to the white padded room. Alright, now I'm switching to how I did it with the Entitled Me movie kill count. Have a bit of it be voiced over, and another bit of it the usual style on this main channel. Certain bits will be voiced over, though, so that can completely be no voices throughout. Apparently a pipe bursted at this point in the film, and Team Bravo is going to inspect it. After that, a shootout starts, and Clarity finds a gun on the ground. It can't be a good sign, and this thing leads us to our first kill, as Clarity shoots this guy that is off screen. And yeah, this is over an hour into the movie. They now have a shootout occurring where they are. This is coupled with a lot of people shooting guns at them. We see a body in the foreground during this scene, and Squadron 4 is reporting from Soldier 3. They are under attack, and hostages have escaped for containment. Well, this ain't gonna end well, and one down! Oh! And we're back to voiceover mode. Haha. Well, okay. Rattle? Yeah, it appears to be Rattle. Yep. Rattle's at this place, and everyone's running away in shock by Rattle. Mayor Hardy asks what's going on, for he ends up running out. Rachel tells the guards to get the woman. And yep. Time for everyone else to get out. Well, here comes another death-filled action scene. Oh, that guy just got something in the face. Alright, they all start shooting at Rattle, and for she just goes through that dude. Okay. These three get further cornered by 8 more soldiers. What do they decide to do? Well, after all of that stuff, we get some transformation stuff and Rachel, what's happened to you? I'm sorry. She's green. She's literally green. I'm sorry. What's all of this all of a sudden? I'm sorry. What? We haven't seen this with Rachel. Now she's Shocker. Now this video will just be the rest of the kills. Well, I'm back, and that's the end of the movie. I thought there were actually bodies, but there were just firefighters climbing down. As we can see, Grace gets picked up by a firefighter, and right as of now, never to be seen again. So yeah, this is the end of the movie. One of 2 post-credit scenes. One in a military base with a drill instructor. And 2 out of 2 marks the return of someone previously covered. Frost. And yeah, we are finally done with this franchise. Since October, I've guided you through the last 4 films of this franchise. And it's only now, February 12th, that I get to the last film. But that's not it. 6th film is coming out. But how many people did we leave behind dead in our 5th film? Let's find out and get to the numbers. 26 people died in the Justice Armageddon. That's as much as Zombie Apocalypse Part 3, but the least of the entire franchise. The victims were entirely men, giving us the only entry in the Time Heroes franchise with a 1-gender death count. With a runtime of 145 minutes, that left us with a kill on average of 5.58 minutes. Also the slowest kill on average for the Time Heroes franchise. This time I don't feel like giving out awards. So that's it. Injustice Armageddon was released in 2020 and so far is the last entry in the Time Heroes franchise. We'll be done with this franchise until Time Heroes comes out, which will have its own 50 to 60 minute long special. Until then, I'm not James or Zoran, I'm the horrible host you all know. And this has been the Parody. On the next Parody. Happy Valentine's Day, Parody lovers! In honor of this day, I'll give you yet another surprisingly good film. You may recognize this film's main villain from those clickbaity kids on TikTok. Made by a guy and an online dating cheater, The Order is a film about, well, not online dating. Even though one of the film's directors eventually online dated and cheated. And, yeah. That's all you need to know. The plot's surprisingly good for some questionable voice acting quality and in one of the parts or something. So yeah, basically watched the movie. And tune in for the parody on February the 14th. And that's it. We've redone the 5 films that I've already done. I probably won't have to visit this franchise on the channel again, unless if I have to do some reviews. So yeah. Obviously, this isn't the last film in the franchise. Number 6 is coming out later this year, and yeah, get ready for the 1 hour special. And until that point, thanks for watching.